We last left off, our storm-racked heroes weathered the divine downpour, bracing themselves in their neighborhood against the oncoming storm. When it finally passed, leaving no small amount of damage in its wake, the heroes embarked on their quest to the capital of Aruna. On the way, they stopped in at Wealdstone to cure a cat boy who'd been partially turned into a shark, and, as a reward, he handed over the deed to his family's vineyard and proceeded to dedicate himself to a life of prayer to the good gods of Aruna, or Iona, rather. And Mary found a Winterwolf pup and resisted giving him a Game of Thrones name for the low, low price of having to nurse it herself.
I have never ever watched Game of Thrones, not even a single episode.
We need to fix that.
No, it's really
don't.
fine.
It's great, though.
It's fine. I don't really want to.
Okay, you want to know what Game of Thrones is? Imagine Savin being angry during a D&D campaign.
I just imagine it's basically it's if Fen ran a super low magic setting game.
Yeah, and then it's Tomb of Horrors.
It's if I ran a super low magic setting game. But anyway.
Oh.
I like odd. So anyway, it is now the 6th of January as the party rolls up to the outskirts of Arun City, the capital of the country. A sprawling, shining city.
Arun City?
Yeah.
We got the US last system.
I think you pronounced that wrong. Arun, like AA. Aaron.
I mean, it could be Arun.
Yes, please, because we don't need an Arun City or Aaron City.
Regardless, we make it to Arun City.
Count fucking damn it.
Anyway, the city itself has no walls of any sort and spreads out on either side of a fairly large lake, which is divided in half by a waterfall. There's a small dock in the center of the town on which you can see several boats spreading out to go fishing and to ferry people from one side of the city to another. And on a hill overlooking it all is a large fortress and a massive castle sprawling over the course of several miles of hillside and jutting up to the horizon.
Teacher, I have a question, teacher.
Yes.
Given the fact that the water is on the right side and tilted down, why is the lake running down upwards instead of downwards?
What?
What?
See,
Oh right, because of the way that this picture is drawn, the horizon makes it look like Lake Sharon's just like being fed in reverse.
it's this way. It's actually tilted downwards. So this one is up here, and this one is. So the water is running upwards, like up this way, and then going down into here. You're like,
look, if you want to give me a bunch of money to commission custom pictures of every location, we can we can have that discussion. But this is as close as I could get to what I had envisioned. So
this is good work.
I have a similar picture that I have been wanting to use for a city.
I welcome our reverse lake overlords.
hey, that was actually a thing in an official D&D product once. There was a reverse river and lake in what was it, Thunder Valley or something?
I mean, magic exists, so why the fuck not?
Yeah, exactly. It's a magic river. What the fuck ever. A wizard did it. You don't gotta explain shit.
That makes sense.
That's more like wild magic did it.
Sure. All right. The entire city, upper half of the city, is now a wild magic zone. Congratulations.
Oh fuck off! Oh fuck off, Savin.
You do this to yourself, but down, and that's what really hurts.
Here, Savin, if you want, you can. This is a really nice picture. You might find use for it.
Is this like a city so big?
Oh wow, that's actually really fucking pretty.
Yeah.
Is this
Pretty dope.
so big?
That's actually a nice and proper picture.
Is this like a city so big we need a map to navigate it?
Effectively. I mean, it's basically the fantasy equivalent of New York City. It's not obviously not that large, but it's pretty big.
It's not hard to navigate New York.
It is.
No, it is nice to see this place again.
Well, no, it's actually not hard to navigate New York because as long as you keep the two towers. Oh, never mind.
Anyway. So there are big crowds of people coming and going from the city, spreading out to all the various trade roads, spiderwebbing out to the villages and towns and other major settlements. The road you guys have been traveling on is fairly well traveled, but given that it's winter time, there are only a few people going all the way out into the boonies.
Question.
Yes.
How clean do the people coming out look?
Depends. Like, a good third of them probably look fairly well dressed and clean and have jewelry and such on them, you know, nice noble folk and traders, but the rest are fairly scruffy peasants.
I mean, how do we look in comparison?
I don't know. How do you look in comparison?
You? Well,
I mean, we're approaching Arun City,
you're currently
so
covered in.
nice.
Yeah, your boots are currently covered in slush and mud.
In spring.
You're wearing a winter coat made of the father of the top that.
Okay, or we may have to sometime have a conversation about that cloak of yours.
The conversation is we never bring it up.
Just never address the problem.
Why is that addressed in my dead father's skin? No, we don't talk about that.
We do the realistic approach of never talking about it.
I mean, the Winter Wolf's probably going to want to talk about it at some point.
But either way, all I was saying is basically,
Magnus is not stupid.
do we look clean and presentable?
Can do. I mean, I'll probably change into some nice clothes. Prestidigitate myself warm.
I'll keep prestidigitation going on those with slightly weaker fortitude.
I'm not
keep
sure.
Temp up. And then I'll keep one prestidigitation available to keep cleaning Zanza.
Just constantly scrubbing his cheeks.
Oh.
Damn it. I got distracted because the mental image was so adorable. But yes, first order of business for at least Zanza is to find a clothing store and see if he can't get little clothes for him.
Alright.
Nice.
Well, that'll be pretty easy to come by.
There's basically, if there's something you want to find, you'll basically be able to find it here. It's the biggest city on the continent.
Well, I know I've got plans to go check out Briar Mount. Maybe find some more information about Kastner's missing heir.
That's right.
And meet one of my girlfriends. You should meet her too. She's lovely.
I'm sure she is.
I wonder if this place has an arena.
Does it?
I don't know.
No.
The only thing they do here is Wizard Fight Club.
Wizard Fight Club is a respected sport.
It is a well-developed.
We don't talk about it though. It's a very
don't.
hush-hush thing.
It has taken a good 50 years to get it properly running, but it does indeed operate. But only when we're in the know about it.
All right, underground wizard fight clubbing it can be a thing. Sure, why not?
Fuck yeah! It's you open if you can find the illusory entrance in the Briar Mount Symposium to Wizard Fight Club, then you belong at Wizard Fight Club.
Just start rolling into the walls all over the place.
Every wall, you gotta roll into every single one until you find the illusory one.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you actually have to have a base score to be to push through the illusion.
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't want no bitches at Wizard Fight Club. I mean, we had that. It was a bloodbath.
The first one was a fucking bloodbath.
Oh well,
I remember that goddamn fight. I was there for that fight.
I remember Wizard Fight Club. I was fucking there for it. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it is a well-respected sport, but you know, hidden underground. You got to know where to find it to find it.
Anyway. Alright, so unless you guys do something to draw attention to yourselves, you easily just mingle into the crowds of random peasants, merchants, and other travelers filtering in and out of the city, so nobody stops you since you aren't carrying like a wagon full of trade goods or anything.
You ever been here, Sarah?
Let's see. Yeah, she probably has, so she'll nod.
Alrighty.
I passed through on my way up.
Go while we're checking out Nerdville.
By the way, you guys don't have to worry about where you're going to stay tonight, while you're in the city. I invite you all to stay with me at the palace.
Shit, yeah. It sounds good to me.
Ooh.
I think I might need. She looks down at her very, very simple and poor people level of clothes. I think I might need some better clothes for that then.
Me as well. I want to be presentable for when I bring up the Fox Bay Inquisition.
We can talk about it, yeah. Like, we can start doing some organizing for it here.
There isn't a moment to lose. I don't want the necromancers to grow stronger while we sit idle.
I don't think anyone is doing much of anything in this weather, Zanza.
That's what they want you. That's what the necromancers want you to think.
Even necromancers don't like waist-deep snow and slush.
I doubt the necromancers can feel it. Their bodies is probably as cold as the corpses they puppet.
It's cold as ice.
Either way, I want to hurry up and move things along.
Who would be in charge of the Of course, he's go after for hookers and blow. Barry, where would be the like treasury booker? Because that would be probably the person to go to offload our goodies.
Yes.
Her null magic bag.
The royal treasury? Yeah. That would probably be at the palace.
Okay, doesn't have an office down here. That probably is a better spot before Briar Mount. I don't really want to go taking it into the Symposium. Null magic bag or not.
Yeah, we don't want to... Yeah, it might be a bad idea to bring that into that place in there. I mean, it would probably just get a lot of eyes looking at us. If they sense it anyway.
Let's start on the subtle. We can get fancy and crazy afterwards. And then, I don't know, like, do coke and party. I don't know. I haven't decided. It's been a while since I've been in a city. Well,
I
city.
think you might need to calm down with your partying.
Well, maybe. We'll see. There are people I would like to see again. It's been a while. But yeah, business first. Party later.
Business before pleasure.
Steve also fingers balkily. But yeah, I mean, if we're headed to the palace to get this offloaded, then clothing is probably actually the best first start.
Yep.
Move to the market?
To the market? Wait, would they sell noble clothes in the market?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
We sell everything at the market. And if you don't find what you're after, then you go to the more expensive place. But generally, market's got some pretty sweet stuff.
Yeah. Like, they're not going to have perfectly tailored courtiers' clothes there, but...
There's two places we could go for that. There's the open market, and then I'm sure there are some nicer places, very much nicer shops up in the high terrace.
Probably on the border of the terrace. I think the high terrace itself is living space.
Correct. And if you want, like, clothes to present yourself at court, and they'd obviously need to be, you know, perfectly tailor-made for you and bedecked in jewelry and all that stuff, but,
those will also take time.
Yeah.
So...
And you can find the, I am a traveler looking to present myself to, you know, a nobleman sort of fine clothes in the market, for sure, though.
get some nice clothes so that then we can order even nicer clothes and then eventually wear the nicer clothes.
This sounds like a very expensive process.
Well, we know a few names here and there. But yes.
Well, do you happen to have the finances for it?
Zanza looks in his wallet. I have 200 silver.
That's pretty good. That'll get you some
It's not
fine digs.
Okay. Frida reaches into her bag and gives Sansa a coin.
Did you just pass Sansa a platinum for pants?
Yes.
That's gonna get you some really fucking incredible clothing.
Thank you, Frida.
It'll be very nice.
Not to me, but to the Foxby Inquisition.
These are for you to get multiple
Nice
types of clothes because you're probably going to wear them given how much you move about.
Oh, yeah, he'll need reinforced crotch because he'll just vaporize anything he runs in. It's like stops moving and his thighs just burst into flame. Oh shit!
Would it be bad? Would it be like bad form to get a collar made for Magnus? Like something really like awesome with spikes on it.
Well, no, I mean that's just how you would dress nicely if you were a pupper.
Well, given that right now it's a puppy.
It's a little puppy.
Yeah, out of character. Given the fact that it's a puppy, it's probably gonna be shitting and pissing itself right about now.
I mean, as someone who owns a puppy, let me tell you, there is no time when they are not shitting and or pissing.
Thankfully,
Only
we've been
times when you
traveling on
don't
the
see
road
them
for
doing
days,
it.
and it's like been easy to
For
handle.
yes, but it's still a puppy you will have to carry around because it's
Rest of his
Yeah,
sweet.
speaking
It's
of carrying
winter.
around, like, what are you doing with Magnus, a winter wolf puppy, in the middle of the city? Because
He's a
he is
princess,
very
he's a
small
fucking-
and still, like, blind, but, you know.
He's a
We need,
fucking
we need to
princess.
get a large purse to put.
She's a fucking princess. Who's gonna question her?
And nobody on the street's going to know who Mary is.
Yeah.
Okay, Okay, so
That's,
who's gonna stop the group?
Why wouldn't I just be carrying him in my arms?
Alright, that's just for reference.
yeah. So
reference. Or reference.
I got
So
one
we
arm is
have
holding Magnus,
replaced
the other is holding my staff.
yeah. So in other words, you have a cloth underneath.
That is excellent.
I need
Can
to get
I-
one of those
yes,
for
I want,
Tasha.
I want this now.
You want a
I want a
winter wolf tote
dog
bag.
It's about the size of your paw.
These winter wolves get really, really, really big, so I'm sure he's not
Yes,
that tiny.
but it was literally born a few days ago.
It's a shame that didn't work here in the Roll20.
I know.
Is that we know what you
Unfortunately,
mean?
they don't have emotes in Roll20. Actually, no.
Zanza-
Thank God they don't have emotes in Roll20.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Alright.
Then you put that
Zanza-
evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Zanza's gonna go head off and find the Taelers.
I mean, we're all headed there. Don't need to head off.
Okay.
And rushing ahead and stuff. We all need to dress up nice. I mean, I've got a pair of formal clothes,
Yeah,
but they have seen
okay.
a lot of wear.
You keep forgetting that. Which one of us will be able to fucking keep up with him if he goes off on his own?
If
No,
Zanza
nobody.
wants to just run off on his own, there's nothing we can do to stop him.
I'm just trying to move things forward. Let's go.
That's true. Yeah, no, we're making our way. Making our way downtown.
Alright, well, fine clothes cost 15 silver per outfit, so feel
want
free
something.
to get yourself something.
I also want something commissioned for Zanza specifically. Something that, yes, will not burst into fucking flames when Zanza decides it is time to move fast, but Zanza also wants something simple and practical to show that he is a warrior and not like a court noble.
So
Sounds
you
like
want the
Taeleer.
Flash's bodysuit.
Flash!
It wouldn't.
Yes,
No.
yes.
I mean, if
Let me
Zanza wants,
recolor this fun
Do we-
Sansa picture.
Do we need to get a picture of Zanzo as the Flash?
I can have my friend recolor the fucking KFC bucket one.
I mean, if Zanza wants to show off the hips even more, I guess so.
Admittedly, now all I can think of is Lord Flashheart,
Sure.
the irresistible
because-
sex machine.
And at some point in the future, we just find another Zanza who's older and looking more haggard. It's like, you have to listen to me. I've come from the future. There's something terrible is gonna happen.
Zanza
Well,
point
if you
paradox.
think about
Zanza ran so fast he went back in time.
Okay, so Zanza will
think
get
about it.
I will get the Zanza point paradox outfit.
Okay.
Zanza
But
point.
DCL,
Yes.
think about this. You're worshipping lightning.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I was going to mention that I want to have Sieg's
The
lightning bolt.
armband with the...
All right, so you're literally getting Jay Garrick Flash uniform. Gotcha.
At this point, yeah, it's pretty much that.
All right, cool. I am 1,000% okay with this. Let's say
Yeah, I
that'll
can
probably cost you like, I don't know, 25 silver.
All right. Oh, and make sure it goes well with the wolf pelt as well. So that would be.
All right.
I almost want to see if I can get some tiny little boots for Magnus. He's too small. He'll grow out of them really fast.
He'll grow out of them immediately.
Yes, don't.
They won't fit tomorrow.
Yeah, get a nice fancy collar with a bit of give to it as well.
How much more do I have to
Maybe
pay
I
to
should
make
get
this?
a few collars.
How much more do I have to
bearings.
pay to make this an immediate order as well?
Probably like 100 silver, since they need to get like multiple tailors to stop doing what they're doing and work on it.
I mean, just move it up.
Drop-
Well, I guess that's
Wait,
true.
wait. Put the platinum on the table.
I'm not-
Show them that you mean
Bernard, please
business.
don't spend
That's
a platinum on just
100
pants.
silver.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what I
that's
just
the
asked.
price.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay,
gonna say,
fair
like,
enough.
actually,
Yeah.
please don't spend all of your money on that. Just to
Yeah,
get it a
do
bit
it.
earlier.
Well, how long
Okay.
will it take?
Be
if
here for a
I
few
don't-
days, at
Yeah.
least.
Wait, is Frida like
Yeah.
literally by Zanza saying do it?
Do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
well, it was Frida's money, so Zanza will put the coin down and go.
Okay.
I need this done immediately, as soon as possible.
All right, the old satyr behind the counter gives you a nod and starts snapping at some of his younger employees who begin scrambling to assemble the finest uniform the city has seen.
I'm going to save this flash. I'm going to save this picture for reference later.
Excellent.
I prefer the older Flash.
Instead of the
from,
little speed
Bavaria.
wings, he just has his horns poking through.
Amazing.
What's the word? Remember? No, maybe you guys. No, I don't think you fucker could eat. No, you can remember that. The old Flash.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
The fucking ripped one. Was
Nope.
something Weasley. I know it was a Weasley.
I've literally never watched anything Flash except for the new series, and only like one season of that.
I know there's some generations of the Flashes that are just the Flash, and then there are others.
No. This guy, the old Flash series that was.
Oh god, no! I
Holy
never saw
shit!
that era.
Yeah, he's ripped as fuck.
He's got a bulge
He's-
like
he's-
nobody's business.
He is more like jumping jacked Flash.
Yeah.
Yes, Zanza.
Well,
will
that was a whooping one.
Anyway,
I would like to get some new, like, hoof socks and boots.
aww. Yeah, that'll probably just be part of your little 15 silver piece outfit.
Sure.
Oh god, Oscar, why?
Oscar.
gets big.
Come here.
Giga Kitty.
He gets
Oh,
the
Yes.
Oscar. I'm gonna get something to
Kitty.
eat for Oscar to eat.
Like, drop a silver on, like, a fish that just came out of the lake.
Yeah.
When you switch to beast speech, you just hear, "Oh yeah, motherfucker."
Nom nom nom.
Dog.
That's the good shit.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Ira is probably just content with whatever the heck she wants.
Oh,
Not a big
right.
eater.
Now that I remember, I know someone else who's also broke. Frida turns to Marcus.
Mark a shit out of Dosh. I mean, we're about to have a bunch of Kiss to Cash.
Yes, but don't spend money you do not have.
Alright.
Loaning is not good unless you work and can cover it immediately.
Oh,
So,
is Sierra's
Marcus-
destination public ordering stuff?
Uh,
She's not going noble thiefing, is she?
I mean,
She's doing well, at least.
I hope your daughter isn't going to go stealing things.
No, I'm sure she'll behave.
there's like a 24 split screen as you say that, and we just see Sierra like whistling happily to herself, juggling somebody's coin purse.
Well, by the way,
Is she at least nicer dressed now? I took her down to go get some pants as well. Make sure that she's all looking good and stuff.
Yes.
by the way,
I'll take
are
it
you
off for
going-
an extra 15 to do it myself.
Okay.
Are you going to need me for your business, Kreshia?
I'm off on wizard business. It's okay.
Good. There's something I want to do. Zen's
What
going to
is
head for the
that?
door. I want to patrol the streets real quick. I want to see if I can set up a free route for when I go out scouting tonight.
There's city guards, Zanza.
Yes, but I am the new one here, and I want to have a good reputation before I go present the Foxby Inquisition. So, a city this big, there has to be crime I can stop and help.
There's crime in every city, Zanza.
And that just
Every
means
town and every
Somewhere
city.
in the city, Sarah's Jesus.
I want to be ready in there to make a good first impression. Because let's be honest, even I know that if it comes to court manners, I'm going to probably mess that up.
Now, Zanza, I
Okay.
need to point
And
out
then-
you are not actually a guard. You're not
Yes.
a guard. You're not a soldier.
I'm a knight. So justice is still within my purview.
You are not a. That's not how it works. You can't just be called. You can't. You're not an
Okay.
officially recognized knight of the realm.
If a knight of a goddess is not officially recognized, then I don't want to be official.
Well, to be fair, Sieg doesn't have any authority to do anything.
Kreshia, I know you're a good person who does a lot of good things, so
Hey,
I'm going to completely
I'm not
ignore
there.
that slight.
You mean Merisiel, not Kreshia.
Merisiel. My bad. But yes,
So, try that again.
either way, scouting must be done.
Just don't
But
get into any
first-
trouble, okay? Please.
Sansa, you need to understand that there is laws in this city. And
Of
you
course.
have, yes, and even knights have to abide by the law, correct?
Of course, all I'm going to do is
Oh.
make sure that law is done.
No? Listen. Listen now, Sansa. The knights have laws. They abide by the laws. Now, here's a question. Which lawgiver has given you authority to enact the law here?
The goddess Sieg.
In Arun City, not the Tempest Key.
The goddess Sieg?
Is Leyland the goddess for the city, or is it Taeleer?
This is not a theocracy.
This is not a theocracy.
No, I know, but it's
I guess Kalira is the patron deity for the royal family. I mean, she's kind of part of the family, actually. She's married to my mom.
So, that's the thing, Sansa. Areas of authority. You know that yourself.
Zanza does not actually know this.
Okay. I'll take the time to explain what a hierarchy is in the terms of authority. And sectors of authority.
Zanza will probably be spacing out with the words "deuce buzz" flying in his head.
Oh god.
Why are we going to help Zanza create this Foxy Inquisition again?
Eventually, Zanza will stop and go, "Don't worry, Frida. All I'm going to be doing is making sure that the guards can do their job properly."
Yes, but you have no authority to say that they're doing bad or not, because you haven't asked for it.
Deuce
And you
buzz!
have a princess, and we're going to the royal family, which you need to talk to and ask for permission to create the Foxy Inquisition, remember?
Yes, that's why I'm going out to do this. Don't worry, Frida. Everything will be fine.
We are going to the palace.
No, Kreshia's going to the palace. I'm going to stay out patrolling. I thought we were just been over this.
Kreshia fucking
What's the name?
Alright.
No, Kinathis.
Zanza.
We were going to the palace, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we're
I
going to
have to-
stay in the palace.
No, we're
We also
going
have
to the
business
palace.
there.
Yes. So if you go with Merisiel here, you will have a very great vouching. You will have a support for some of the actions. If
Okay.
I understand her correctly.
You can bitch smack me for this later, but Zanza at this point is pretty much just gonna go. It's gonna be Daijobu, and he's gonna zip out because
So we
he's
just
gonna.
keep talking, and then at some point Zanza just starts to fade away and gone, and we've just been talking to his after image this whole time.
And just so you know, Frida wouldn't bitch back, Sansa.
I was talking more specifically about you, but yes, Zanza wants to go vigilanting because he believes it will help him more than the princess's word if he proves himself.
See,
Perhaps I
right
should take a
there.
detour to Pride's
Vigilante.
Rest before going to the
in a
royal
lawful
palace.
city.
It's
I
fine.
see that part. Arrested.
Frida, I think I should go visit Pride, the fortress, and first before going to the royal palace, just to if any of our compatriots get picked up
You
by the guards.
give them a heads up, so to speak.
Yeah, something like that.
If it comes to worse, at least try to give them a nice sell.
We're gonna just come back and it's just gonna be Sierra and Zanza in the stocks. Sierra for stealing, Zanza for vigilante justice. Marcus says something accidental racist and then gets clapped right in next to them, and Zanza's like, "I knew it. They must just be evil. Why else would they trap Marcus?" All the rest was like, "Fucking, you'll sit there. We've got grown-up shit to do."
Yeah, but
So-
I'm still trying to give Adjatha money so Marcus can get some clothes. But I haven't heard anything from Adjatha.
I heard a yawn.
I heard an intake, a gasp.
Oh no, Adjatha has fallen asleep.
Sweet dreams.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, there. Hello.
Yes.
Welcome to D&D.
Yes.
Marcus is getting money to buy clothes because his clothes have been gone through quite a bit of wear and tear.
Well, that's very kind of you to offer, but I actually have a pair of fine clothes here. I always keep a dress uniform on hand just in case, someone does inspections. Are we going somewhere special? Do I need to change into them right now, or?
Well, later we will be visiting the royal palace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just give me a heads up, and I'll put my best foot forward, polished boots and everything.
Will that be your left or right foot?
Starboard. I prefer that to port.
Which one would that be? I do not know nautical terms.
Well, first we have to figure out where the ocean is, and then we'll figure out which one's starboard and which one's port.
I point over way over yonder. The ocean is that way.
Oh man, that's gonna be a heck of a walk.
Ride narwhals as their divine mounts.
Alright, so the party begins to assemble their fine outfits, and those of you who are staying in the open market find somewhere to get changed into your dress clothes, such as they are, while Zanza and Kreshia go wandering off into the town. Zanza, you're trying to find a patrol route, you said?
Yes.
Right.
Nice.
Give me either a survival or an investigation check.
Both of them will be bad. Let's see which one is better.
Yeah. Alright, you pick out a street that seems very, very, very untrustworthy. You've got your eyes on this street. Suspicious. You can almost smell the crime.
And then remember that he can bounce up on the roof.
Do we need, hang on. Do we need to get Zanza, some dwarven-made steampunk grapnel gun and, cowl and a cape?
Stop. There's a reason why I have not had Zanza jump onto the roofs, because even he knows that will cause a disturbance, and that's no good.
Okay.
Yes, I'm glad Hedrah at least got it.
Oliver, Zanza Queen.
Even Zanza is not so foolish as to just start jumping on the roofs. They'll save that for when it is absolutely needed to chase down the bad guys. But only then.
Alright, so in the eyes of Zanza, this is a very suspect street that he's going to patrol and keep the crime out of. To anybody else, this is just the main street leading into town.
Crime can strike from anywhere.
It's true. Crime is a wily bastard. So you're over here by now. And Kreshia. After a half-hour's walk, you arrive at Briar Mount Symposium. Sure. It's not a traditional mage's college by any means. It's not one large structure or tower. But rather, it's a sprawling, open, Greek-style forum surrounding this large ivory pillar of a monument. There are buildings surrounding it in the same, tiled roof style as the rest of the city, which house various individual wizards and small classrooms, but there are no, dedicated teachers and staff here, but rather any mage can just wander in and espouse his new theories and discoveries, or trade spells as they will. And this is one of the very few places you see a large congregation of mages just coming and going freely. without anybody to harass them. You do see a handful of tome knights standing around, large figures in glistening silver armor with book-shaped etchings in their breastplates and pauldrons. But they are keeping mostly to the perimeter of the Symposium, out of the way of the actual mages.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll like wave. Time notes never particularly bothered me much, so I'll wave and greet a few who seem like, you know, if they're old enough to have been around there last time I visited, then, you know, they'll get a familiar wave.
Yeah, you see like
Generally
one gray-bearded old knight who gives you a little up nod. Like you nod to him and he's like, "Who the fuck is that?" And he's like, "All right, I'll nod to be friendly."
Yeah, fair enough. And then I'll go up to what serves for like the front area, and I'll toss a couple of coppers to a messenger to go, you know, grab a runner to find Rhea in the area.
Okay.
You know, as opposed to go wandering into the Symposium myself, I would rather have her located before wandering around. Gonna get a bit of information and then, you know, do the money trade-off at the palace before a proper investigation of the Symposium. But a catch-up seems like a good idea first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll toss like, I guess it's, what, like 4 copper for a runner, just to go hunt her out?
Sure. Just figure like 1 copper is $1, basically.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, I'll 4 copper to a dude. Like,
sure, alright.
Hi there, can you gather a lady for me by the name of Rhea? Probably can't miss her, salamander girl. Tell her Kreshia is out front and waiting.
Alright, I'll nod and scamper off into the crowd of mages coming and going. And maybe
just
like
pick a nice, obvious standing plane.
Yeah, so like 15 minutes later, you see a familiar, towering, red-haired, bronzed-skinned salamander sashaying out of one of the buildings. She's head and shoulders above pretty much all the other students, so it's pretty impossible to miss her. And she gives you a friendly wave and starts pushing her way through the crowd, or rather parting it around her titanic frame.
Yay! Kreshia will do a little bouncy wave. I mean, she's not exactly short herself, but even 6 feet is not going to match up to her.
Yeah, you're 6 foot, and then you have the hat, so
yeah.
Mostly everyone just sees the hat like bouncing back and forth, and there's a little spider on top of it.
Yep, Era will spider wave.
It's the Kreshia equivalent of Jim Winks is spider wave.
Yep, spider wave. Spider wave. Well, yeah, I'm very delighted. Rhea! I swear you get bigger every time I see you.
And she knows you're talking about her chest, because it looks at least a cup size larger. This girl's got, she's got some interest in alchemy, let's say.
Yeah.
So she'll just beam at that and press your face down into marshmallow hell. And
yeah, so wrap arms around, give a squeezy hug.
And so she smiles and says, "Well, sending dream sendings now. Am I just not important enough to come visit in person?" She gives you a little pouty face.
Well, yeah, of course, but she knows that she's trying to pouty face at the master of the puppy dog look, so, you know, it doesn't last long. But I've just been real busy. Big pouty face. I don't know about you, but it's been super dangerous on the road these days.
I've heard. Battles out in the woods, necromancers, cults, temples under siege.
Yep. I mean, it is one hell of a story. Shall we go find somewhere nice to sit and drink and catch up?
Sure, I know a place. And she'll take you off to a little cafe not far away at all, and over the next couple of hours or so while you're catching up, she'll impart...
Cafe.
Hmm?
I just said cafe, it'd be like, I know just the place. It'd be like 5 minutes later in her fucking bed. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Yes, alright, so a couple hours later in bed.
Yeah. Leave off arm in arm.
Rhea relates that the records for Briar Mound Symposium, as she said before, were destroyed when the hobgoblins invaded 150 years ago. So that was pretty much a bust. So she spent the last couple weeks basically just asking around some of the older mages. And nobody can find any record of Karla Kaestner's child himself, but she has found out that there was someone with the name Kaestner who attended Briar Mount about 3 years ago, right when it reopened. But she was apparently expelled and told never to come back.
Interesting. You happen to know the story behind that, or am I going to have to go asking around and grease some palms?
Well, from what I could gather, her magic went a bit wild. She hurt several other students.
Interesting. I'll have to see if I can find another way to locate Miss Kaestner.
I did know, or rather, talk to one person who knows a person who says he taught. I believe her name was Annika, something like that.
Annika Kaestner. Okay.
I'll take you to meet him in a bit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Although I
do have
did
to make
hear...
a stop off at the palace soon, but yeah.
Oh, well then you might just get to meet him.
Oh, is that where he's at right now?
The Grand Sage himself has been summoned there. I don't know why, but several Tome Knights showed up and made a bit of a scene over it. He didn't seem happy.
I'm very curious. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but in and amongst the workings of evil, there's been quite a lot of magic afoot. It might very well be that it's been called in to see to something rather more specific. And Kreshia will also pause and reveal the tattoo for the Take the Throne spell.
Ooh.
Right about the time I got this, there was a pretty big wave in the world of magic. Some stuff has woken up that shouldn't have done so, I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, so she'll say that several of the mages, especially those who are into divination, detected some large magical surge passing through the local ley lines. They didn't think much of it until the local wildlife and monsters started getting much more active, and in a bit of a hushed voice, Rio will conspiratorially whisper that some people even say they've seen giants out in the woods.
Giants?
I don't believe them, but still, if other monsters are coming out of the woodwork.
Take another minute. Giants in the woods. Yeah, I said any giants running. Secretly, Frida this whole time has been a giant. A humongous, monstrous death giant. So we figured it out.
Maybe. You don't know. What
Yeah, that's
secret
true.
shit that PM say then?
Innocent whistling.
Frida is actually head necromancer. She's one of those grave druids that do all the sacrifices and shit.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Frida's secretly been making Zanza make all Frida's sacrifices for a necromancer cult.
Yeah, she's running some kind of Wicker Man cult show in the background.
BCL,
Yes.
why would I need to, for example, why would I need to spend energy taking out all my enemies when I can get someone else to do it for me?
Oh, the twist. The twist.
The twist. The twist.
It's true. She's gonna set up some Burning Man shit, and then it's gonna be Zanza in a cage full of bees. Oh, the bees! They're in my eyes.
No, but come on, think about it. Sansa steals. He wants to kill all the necromancers. Well,
True. And they're just competition for her Frida.
exact. And then I get access to all their magical shit, can read through that in peace, then set off my spider web, and when it's all ready, just pull the string and see if everything collapse and get
Okay.
caught.
So rather Zanza becomes the bad guy, Frida becomes the bad guy, or they both just end up as bad guys.
Chat says Frida's actually Lord Winter.
That would be too incredible.
That would be amazing, to be perfectly blunt. Anyway. So, alright.
After some catching up and some information, she'll say that she has to go to the palace, but, you know, if she would like to have a little bit of fun, little old hip wiggle.
I think there's been some fun already, but, you know, if you've got a little bit of time left.
Well, that was just a warm-up, obviously.
Round 1.
Oh, boy.
Like,
Alright. So, your day is pretty much taken up by getting pounded into the bedsheets.
Hooray!
Uh,
Yeah, I'll get to the palace by, like, early evening, I guess.
Limp to palace.
Yeah, I have a different kind of spring in my step.
More like a creak in your ass.
Tisk, tisk.
God damn it.
They take turns.
something, roll for pregnancy, something.
No, I mean, you see, Kreshia has learned from her mistakes and will drink the tea. Unless you mean for real, actually. Oh my.
Wait,
Alright.
wait. Kreshia will drink the D?
The tea.
Also the
Oh.
D, but, you know,
Also the D. Alright, 28 on D. Oh shit, fuck. What is that?
that's a 99, alright?
Oh boy.
So, Salomon Borks.
You said you learned from your mistakes, but you didn't.
So yeah, that was those two for the rest of the day. Marcus and Frida, once you have your clothing secured, what do you two get up to?
I ask if Marcus is hungry.
Well, sure. I mean, pretty much all the time.
Well, if you want, we can go get something to eat. It's on me.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, let's take a look, see what kind of local fare these
Oh,
big town folk enjoy.
you can buy spices here.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Alright, well, I'll tell you this much. For being on a lake near the sea, fish is a very popular item on the local menus. Just every place that serves food has about 20 different fish dishes. From stews to some strange elven dish that tries to serve you raw fish and it's
Yeah, and then that's why Frida's actually freaking small, because during winter there's not really a lot for her to eat.
Oh, don't worry, there's
Yeah,
plenty of
that's
stuff
the,
for you.
The whole thing with the fisher guy kind of put me off on the whole seafood thing, so maybe we can look for a nice veggie dish or something like that.
Oh, what's the word? I hear regular, the finer things. Just trying to think. Steaks, yes. I hear a lot of people like those.
Well, you know, I don't say no to a good steak when one becomes available, but these guys are so close to, you know, the ocean, the rivers and stuff. I don't know if they've got much in the way of, you know, a red meat industry.
Yeah, it's pretty rare here.
Well, ha ha ha. Meat joke. But yes, well, we can always try to see. We can always try to see if we can find it for you. and keep our eye out for produce and spices. Oh, and think a bit. You were. No, wait. Get to the black book. Flip through. Right. You needed cinnamon, chocolates, various types of chocolates, and other caneel. Let's see this. Yes, I actually wrote down a few other spices that you were talking about before when you were in the kitchen.
Well, we're close to the open market there, so they might have a vendor. Could maybe stop by there, and they might be able to recommend some good local fare for us too.
Huh? Very well. I'll leave the shopping to your expert hands because you are incredibly much better at that than I am. So please lead the way.
That's very kind of you to say, but really it's nothing.
Well, you don't really need to do much to cook grass. So I haven't really had much reason to cook a lot of vegetables.
So I guess we'll go into the market and take a look around for some spices and kinds of good stuff there, and maybe ask around while we're there. See if there's any remarkable cuisine around town that doesn't revolve around ichthyopods and poissons. All kinds of gross nonsense.
Alright.
And Frida will make sure to see if she can find somebody who can actually serve a steak.
Alright. Yeah, you two spend the afternoon shopping through the winding streets of the open market, going from vendor to vendor until you find a lovely red-haired kitsune who's selling spices from the back of a wagon and gives you a great deal on some nice cinnamon. And later on, you find yourselves at a restaurant, ironically owned by a cowgirl that serves some of the best steaks in town. It's expensive, but you know, it quickly proves to be worth it once Marcus digs his teeth into it. And being a cowgirl herself, of course, she knows how to whip up some greens.
Okay. Given the fact that spice is still a goddamn rarity 50 years later, even if the spice market was opened up and expanded on, it's still expensive, so hit me with the bill.
Yeah, why don't you drop like 50 silver for the afternoon?
Yep, that's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you're not buying like in bulk.
Points at Marcus.
And you don't use that much cinnamon even when you're cooking.
No, but like it's chocolates, cinnamon, salt, peppers, like every dry spice you can find for cooking, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's expensive.
Yeah, 50 silver will cover it for sure. That's the equivalent of like 100 days worth of dried rations, so yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I deducted that from my pile. I'm down. I went from 24 gold to 19.
All right. So yeah, the afternoon passes without anybody actually getting into trouble. Kreshia loses out on some silver to Ira, who now has a giant silver piece just woven into her web inside of Kreshia's hat.
Sounds hasn't done
yeah.
anything yet.
Yet.
That happens from time to time. And yeah, Ira totally knits her own purse and hides it in the hat somewhere.
At last, I have the tool of capitalism.
Yep. Yeah, I arrive at some point, like in the early evening at the palace. Like the sun is slipping down behind the horizon, and she's just like, "Oh fuck! I was supposed to do stuff."
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Kreshia rolls in, ever so vaguely smelling of sulfur and sex.
Pretty much.
And yeah, I assume the rest of you will also show up to the palace more or less when you are supposed to.
Wait, are we supposed to go? Because Zanza asked if he was going to be needed.
And everyone said, yes, we're going to the palace.
Yep.
I did ask Kreshia if I was going to be needed. She said no. She said she was going to be taking.
So I didn't need her for any wizard shit at the symposium, but I mean, Merisiel officially invited you to stay at the palace.
Fine. Zanza can just not sleep. Do his night
When
patrol, because crime happens always at night.
You're getting an opportunity to stay at the royal palace. I mean, come on.
This is Zanza you're talking
You gotta
about.
take up the offer. Come on.
Zanza don't care about no wealth or luxury. He just only wants justice.
Zanza is totally going to get shivved in the night, isn't he? He's going to try and jump in on what he thinks is a crime, but it's just like moderately shady business. You know, like white-collar crime. And then some just big dude with a blackjack.
White-collar crime with a big dude into blackjack. What? Excuse me?
Well, I mean, that's generally how it works. I mean, we think of it as white-collar crime because as long as you don't piss him off, then the big guy doesn't have to hit you.
Alright,
They aren't hurting anyone.
Zanza, so you're not going to the palace, right? That's the end result, is you just, like, don't show up.
Just so, at least not for quite a while.
Alright, roll me a d4.
Is my son staying in the palace, or is he at the Pantheon?
He is where it says
I
on
found
the
the
map.
picture. It's Bat Bunny.
I know.
Alright.
Can I have like a runner sent from the palace to go find Jason and let him know that I'm in the city and I'm at the palace now?
Sure.
Cool.
That's fine. That's what palace runners are for. And so you're at the palace for a good couple hours before anyone else gets there, Mary. But apparently the Queen is holding a private council, and without your friends there, it's not really going to be to your benefit at all to barge in. So
I can have a private audience with her later.
Yes. And so you are permitted to, go on up to your old room and make yourself at home, such as it is.
Now, everyone went out and got outfits of themselves. I'm going to go into my wardrobe and get something from there.
Does it spool open magically?
Literally Pretty Princess dress-up time.
So many cute dresses.
See
many nice
the
dresses.
weapon selection scene from Matrix.
Just that, but just all, like, lacy undergarments and frilly dresses.
Oh, I have got to pick out some nice underwear. Very frilly, very pretty.
I approve.
Alright, so, Zanza, the last thing we're gonna see of you tonight until you return to the palace sometime later is as you're making your patrol up and down the big trade street. The sun is slowly setting over the hillside, and all of a sudden you hear a familiar cry from somewhere nearby. A woman's voice piercing the night sky from a window just up the road, seemingly from inside the inn nearby.
That sounds like the need for justice.
And you recognize the voice immediately as a Taeleer.
Is that one of my sisters?
Indeed.
Okay, now Zanza is definitely going to be speeding over.
All right, so yeah, that's where we leave off with Zanza. Zoom down the road towards the inn, where he's just sort of vaguely remembered that one of his much older sisters, who he's probably like barely ever seen in his life, might work or something.
One of the reasons why Zanza is so retarded is because so much of his headspace is filled with memories of all of his sisters.
Don't have time for none of that learning. I gotta try and remember who the hell I'm related to.
Pretty much.
And thus the Ilgade family invented the Rolodex.
Well, let's see if I can find this.
He can't describe to you a hierarchy system, but he knows what his favorite sisters. But he knows what his sister's favorite foods are.
By the way, this is the hole that Sansa does as it crashes through the wall.
God, dynamic lighting, why? Why are you so shit? So lag, wow. Just gonna try and move some tokens here. Sweet Jesus. Okay, so some time later, the party arrives at the palace and meets Merisiel at the gates. There are a handful of lion knights, big fellas in stark steel armor with the harp symbol of Taeleer on their breastplates, and all carrying large pole arms and bows. But amidst all that threatening armor is an extremely pretty Merisiel, who is wearing
a brand new car.
Oh, did you want me to
yes,
actually?
that was you.
Oh shit. Okay, you should have let me. Okay.
Spotlights on Kinathis.
You see, if you had given me some, like even like just a couple minutes, I would have been able to find something really fast. 'Cause I know where to look, but oh my god.
Put me on the spot.
Keep
with that.
talking. Keep talking. Distract them, Kinathis. While you
Literally
search.
put me on the spot. You should feel really bad.
No, I don't feel bad at all. Get spotted on, nerd.
Get spotted on nerd. Okay. Fine. Oh, fine.
Alright, so you can
Just give me a second.
you can tell us about the dress's specifics as you walk us into the palace here.
I
So
found her lingerie specifics.
Are they just Moo printed panties?
No, it's actually really good.
oomph.
Oh, look. In a
Oh,
second.
yeah, that ain't safe for stream, but oomph.
I mean, the nipples are sort of hidden.
So
I mean, yeah, they're photoshopped out like all underwear commercials, but still.
It's okay. Twitch will only sort of ban you.
Yeah, no
Slightly bad,
thanks.
gently bad. There's a lot of great stuff there.
Anyway, so the interior of the palace is sprawling. It's a massive structure. Originally a fairly large fort set up on this hill overlooking the village, but it's been built upon and built upon and built upon over the centuries of this nation's existence, until it is just an unruly cityscape in its own right of towers and substructures. But the interior of the court is immaculately kept. It's nothing but pure glistening stone and marble, with gardens and fountains surrounding it. The symbol of House Duskrender is emblazoned everywhere on banners and pinions. And we can see several clerics of Taeleer, various knights and servants all mingling about the place, keeping the country's runnings going and keeping the royal family, small as it is these days, at least here in the city, secure. So when you arrive at the actual throne complex, The knights outside tell you that Queen Ariane is just finishing her business, and you can wait quietly in the sides if you so desire. Boop.
Okay, I'm picking the, I'm finalizing what right here. Just a second. I have to pick between a couple different things. Very almost there. You know what? I think I'll go with this one. Hang on. Just have to put this on imagers. Get a small little link to put in here. So. Shit. No, it's
I'm very proud of the sex lyrics to Under Kreshia.
Under Kreshia.
Yeah.
Wrote an entire song.
Yep.
There we go. How's that? That looks pretty nice. That's pretty.
Ooh,
Very cool.
that is some witchy clothes.
Yeah.
I dig. I dig.
Ooh, hey, it's one of my. Oh, that's one of my siblings over there.
Yeah, you recognize Merisiel and Kreshia probably recognize several of the figures here. Amongst them, the head of the Tome Knights and the Lion Knights, the mayor of the city, the Grand Sage of Briar Mount, and the head of the palace's security and the, at least temporary champion of Kalira, Duskrender, the oldest of the Kitsune children of the queen, or previous queen.
She's the leader of what?
The palace's security. She is in charge of
Oh.
all of the guards here.
Oh my god, Frida's outfit is super adorable.
Holy shit,
Oh,
y'all.
that's really nice. Very dressed. Very nice.
Save that in a folder somewhere for future reference.
Yeah. Well, come on, everybody, please. Come in.
Yeah, I'll point a few people out to steer and go, so, what mischief did you get up to while I was also up to totally not mischief?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
Just enjoy the local delicacies. She'll give you a mischievous little grin and hop
Yeah,
on
alright,
off
sure.
to the stands.
Yeah.
I'll run up to my sister and I'll give her a hug.
I'll be damned, so many familiar faces. You know what,
Alright.
the others might be feeling left out. Marcus, Frida, I will show you all the people.
So yeah, the party just comes like blustering in, and as Merisiel is going to hug her sister, she is cut off by a very angry yell coming from the head of the Tome Knights, Warden Kier, who says unto the queen, who is a fair-skinned, gray-haired hobgoblin woman, maybe in her early 20s, reclined upon the throne with a great axe sitting next to her.
Is it
within
the
easy
great
reach.
axe?
It's the Great Axe, yes. The former Emperor of the Hobgoblins' Great Axe that her grandmother took from his corpse. And so the warden is saying, there have been enough killings already. We cannot afford to leave any stone unturned. We must, and the Grand Sage, a catfolk with a great flowing white beard and heavy black robes, puts up a hand and says, no, I will not have you barging into mages' homes and dragging them in to question them. This is absurd. We are not criminals just because of our gift. And that's probably about when Mary gets up to her sister, who turns to her with a grimace and whispers, well, you picked a fine time to show up.
I guess I did. What's going on?
She'll just incline a head towards the head of the Tome Knights, who's saying, "Over 20 people have been murdered, and all by magic. We have proof. One of your students has to be responsible, or at least know who is." And yeah, what are the rest of you doing as that's starting to unfold?
Kreshia's just making sure that Frida and Marcus know various names and such. Just, pointing him out there. That's Commander Stroud. That there is one of Merisiel's sisters. That there is, I don't remember that lord off the top of my head. That's the leader of the Tome Knights. He is so grouchy all the time. We had like all of one nice conversation, and then he saw my familiar and he nearly busted penis. And that there, the dude with the big beard is Grand Sage McLowry, and he's super sweetie. Well, I mean, for the most part, it looks like he's had his nerves kind of shredded to bits by grunchy powders.
Yeah, frayed nerves is right. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. And you've always seen his beard just immaculately waxed and trimmed, but...
Is there a hair out of place?
There are several hairs out of place.
Oh, he's having a hard time indeed.
He's been stroking the hell out of that beard lately, you can tell. And more so as he pleads to the Queen. "My Queen, you cannot allow this to happen. We do not deserve to be discriminated against. We..." And the Queen puts up a hand from atop her throne and says, "You're right, Grand Sage. You should not be discriminated against, but the Warden has a point. Someone is using magic to kill people. In the city, outside the city. It's getting a little ridiculous, don't you think? Could you try and keep your people from murdering everyone for just a few more days, please?" And the sage starts blustering, but the Queen puts her hand up again and says, "We won't be dragging mages out of their homes to be questioned in a fortress. Warden Kier, please send a handful of your knights to Briar Mount. Grand Sage, please provide their addresses to the Warden, so they may be questioned in their homes, politely, by sympathetic officers." Neither of them seem particularly thrilled by this, but with a grunt the Warden just throws her hands in the air and stalks off.
She's the Lord Warden of the Tome Knights?
Yes. Her job is to protect mages and to protect people from mages at once.
Yeah, Kreshia will give her a familiar little up nod.
She eyes you suspiciously for a moment, and Frida probably as well, before just like brushing past Marcus and one of the knights.
Actually, one moment, I'm gonna try and actually get her attention. I'll pause out on the stairs with her.
And she'll stop eventually as a couple of Tome Knights come up the street to escort her. "You're Princess Kreshia, right?"
That would be correct, yes. And as you're aware, Wizard of no small report myself.
"Yes. What can I help you with?"
Well, we've been looking into some matters magical and have a bunch of information that, for the most part, might prove useful to you. At the same time, I'm also super not cool with people's houses being barged into by Tome Knights, but whatever.
And I'm not super cool with people being murdered in their homes.
No, of course. Let me finish. I was getting there. At the same time, we are, one would say, an individual party with kind of a profession now for hunting out nasty wizards and such. I have some identities and stuff that I can pass on to you that might help as well. Do you have a time we can have a meeting, perhaps?
Tomorrow morning, Briar Mount. I have an office next to the monument. You can't miss it.
Alright then. We'll see you then.
Right. Her shoulders look a little less tense after you say you're willing to help her, and she'll give you a nod this time before marching down the street. And as soon as she's out of sight, the Grand Sage lets out a heavy sigh, and this purple-haired catfolk who has been silent up until now just lets out a loud, obnoxious laugh and says, "Well, I'm surprised you haven't managed to kill each other yet today. But more fun for tomorrow." Oh. He starts to withdraw before giving the dour-looking Knight Commander a clap on the shoulder that rings out with a metallic thunk throughout the throne room and comes your way. And Kreshia, yeah, you recognize him only vaguely. You've probably met him like once as the mayor of this city, the person who's responsible for the actual Arun City's day-to-day runnings.
Right. Yeah, it probably takes a few minutes until he's up close and be like, right, it's been a few years.
And he actually gives you a big smile and says, "Ah, more royalty in our city. Welcome, welcome." He gives you a vigorous handshake, then looks at Marcus and says, "My, you're a biggin. And not a catfolk, or an Amazon, unless you've lost your tits somewhere."
No, I probably would have noticed that.
I don't know. They go with age, I've heard.
Well, you know, I got a little gray here and there, but I don't think I'm that old.
He laughs and gives you a slap on the shoulder, which he has to like reach way up to get. He's like 5'5", and says, "Well, what are you then, friend, if you don't mind me asking?"
I'm Marcus. You can call me Marcus Shaw if you like. I'm a crusader.
He's a human.
A human? Huh. Yeah, I met one of your kind once when I was just a little lad. Came out of a stone statue someone petrified.
Oh yeah, that seems to be going around a bit.
Ah, you too, huh? Well, takes all kinds.
Kind of makes me wonder if all statues are actually just people waiting for someone to free them.
You know, I wondered that myself when I was just a young boy. I'd ask my mother, "Mother, is that a gargoyle or a statue or a frozen person?" And she'd laugh and say I should throw salt on them to wake them up. You should try it.
Well, I mean, that kind of sounds like a waste of good salt, but, you know,
Also,
who
piss
am
off
I
a gargoyle if you
to
got salt in his
debate
eyes.
the merits of such things? You probably know all kinds of stuff about magic. You got purple hair, after all.
"'Tis true, I'm a master of the arcane." And he wiggles his fingers and his hair changes color to green.
How
man.
eccentric.
That's crazy. That must be really helpful when you're picking out outfits for the day.
Ho ho! Who needs outfits when you have magic? He waves his hands again, and his outfit changes from a royal green tunic to a long black coat over a white tunic.
Now I remember why we were running
Wait,
that
does
once.
that mean you're not actually wearing anything and this is just an illusion?
I haven't worn clothes in a decade, friend. He gives you another
geez,
clap on the shoulder and excuses himself.
Oh, jeez.
Super tempted to suddenly cast a spell magic. Oh my god.
No.
No.
Well, there's
behave.
some crazy people here. Big city folk are a lot different.
Yeah, no, and he definitely stands out as an odd one. Now I remember why we only met once. He's a personality. Watching people filter around and squishy squish. What's up, Mary?
Oh, just coming over here since you guys are talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Looks like we had a well, I suppose we chose an interesting time to visit. Seems I didn't realize that it was going to be like this.
And as you're saying that, the Grand Sage has wandered over in the little depression around the pool there, and
Oh, cheer up.
yeah, he looks very grim and says, "An interesting time indeed. This necromancer business and that cult attacking Tempest Sanctum have done very little to improve the common folks' opinion of us wielders of the arcane.
Still a problem, Grand Sage?
You'd think, after 50 years of occupation by people who burned mages alive, the people would think, oh, perhaps if the evil people hate us, we might actually be good. But no, right back to hating us.
Well, at least that cult won't be a problem anymore. That's been taken care of.
Yes, I understand that's thanks to you and your friends, my lady. Gives you a bow.
Yes, we found we rooted out their hideout, and we assaulted it with help of some of the Redeemer Knights, and we removed them and their leadership from their positions.
Redeemer Knights. Your son is one of their ranks, yes?
Yeah, he was in fact there with us. He was the one who led them in the attack.
Oh, like son, like mother then. That's good. He was a lovely young lad, from what I remember.
What was that?
He was a lovely young lad, from what I remember.
Oh, he's grown up so much. I'm very proud of him.
And as you're saying that...
You mentioned necromancers, right?
Yeah, he nods and says, yes, we heard about that attack out on Hollowcrest?
Yes, we were
Some
there.
such village.
We saw the smoke from the nearby city, and we attempted to eliminate the necromancer. However, he turned out to be more powerful than we were expecting.
Yes, necromancers have a tendency to do that.
At the least, we did drive him from there and burn his laboratory down and forced him to flee.
Good. If only he'd been with it.
We did get to see his face, at least, though he was hiding it under the guise of a kindly old fae.
McLowry's gray eyebrow quirks at that, and his little cat ears swivel towards you. An old fae, you say?
Yes, a ferryman is what his guise was.
Ferryman.
Underneath it, he was horribly burned, scarred individual.
Oh my. He will look around at the lot of you and then drop his voice to a low whisper so that it does not carry across the throne room towards where the other knights are speaking privately with the queen, and say, perhaps you would like to come by Briar Mount in the morning and discuss this. I may have some information on that matter if you're keen on pursuing this necromancer yourselves.
I think it would be good to bring him down. If you have information that could lead us to him or could help us find him, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, Frida's got a picture of old Burnface.
In fact, we're actually here in the city to try and organize something to hunt down him and people like him.
Oh dear. Please don't start a pogrom.
I heard about that happening recently.
Yes, there's a new herbalist at Briar Mount who says she got flushed out of her home.
Oh, that embarrassing incident.
Yes, well, I shouldn't keep you further. I must get back to the Symposium.
We'll see you tomorrow. What time would be good to come by?
Any time after sunup. I rise quite early in my old age. Hazard of the occupation. And he will clamber up out of the depression.
Once
You have a
Morris
good-
is done with the tome night, try and catch him
You
on
have
the
a good
outside
night
of
there,
the
Grand Sage.
You too, Princess. It is good to see you back home safe and sound.
It's nice to be home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so...
I like to catch him on the stairs like I did for the tome night.
Alright, that's fine, but
Yeah, let everyone go.
let's grab the rest of the party as the other knights begin shuffling away and the queen's attention finally drops onto Merisiel, Frida, and Marcus, and she gets a slight smile. And, you know, Mary, I'd like to ask you a question here.
Okay.
So you are your mother's firstborn child,
Yes.
and yet the reality of politics prevented you from succeeding her to the throne. Ariane is your brother's daughter.
Yes.
She is
She's my
born
niece.
of 2 royal lines, hence her sitting on the throne, while you, a bastard of no noble birth, are not. How have you felt about that? What's your relationship been with Ariane?
Well... I imagine that the relationship is all right. I mean, I don't think Merisiel doesn't harbor any ill will towards her for not getting the throne herself. Merisiel doesn't really have interest in like that kind of deal. She doesn't really want to rule or anything, so it's fine.
Okay. Have you spent a lot of time with her over the years?
She's probably spent some time with her, yeah.
Okay. So then perhaps you have like a favorite aunt sort of relationship with her?
Sure.
So yeah, I imagine she's, it's a genuine smile as you approach and she waves you over. Not getting up from her throne, but sitting up much straighter than when she was dealing with the quarreling mage and mage hunter.
Would it be bad form to simply just go up and hug her?
Probably
Hug my
not. The
little
court's
niece?
no longer in session, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
If court's
somebody-
closed, then it would be fine, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to walk up to the throne level.
Okay, in real
Yeah.
court, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but also
Nah.
would be walking in smelling like sex, Kreshia.
What? No, I've
Prestidigitation.
been busy. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
pointing out that we're not completely abiding by 100% politics.
Yeah.
You think we
But
wouldn't go
the
and smell
detail
like sex.
Take this from someone who knows quite a bit about actual royal procedures.
I'm saying that
No.
we're not.
You
Okay.
don't.
I will come up here.
Alright. The queen will give you a nod and say, Aunt Mary, it's been much too long. How was your trip here? Safe, I hope. Is that a puppy?
Oh, well, it was an interesting trip, yeah. Some of the roads are a little bit dangerous, but it's nothing we couldn't handle on our own. And in fact, yes, we found this little guy on our way here. The storm had hit, and it seems as though his mother didn't take too kindly to the lack of wildlife when the storm was coming. Poor thing died of starvation, and this is the only one that was left.
Oh,
Long
poor
as luck
dear.
would have it, we came across it, and I I've been taking care of the little guy. I even gave him a name.
Oh. Well, set him down. Let me play with him. Magnus is in bee speech going, Mommy, Mommy, I'm cold.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, just a moment. You'll be a bit warm in a second.
How was it?
Is it okay? Is it? I will ask. I'll ask the Queen's permission to approach. That's all right.
Of course, she'll
I'm sure it's
wave
fine,
you up.
But sure.
His fur has not come in properly. It's like just little spiny bits.
Here we go. I will pick him up and I will hand him to. What's her name again?
Ariane.
Ariane.
Yeah, the queen will coo delightedly and like hold the little puppy up and bounce it in her lap. Oh, he is the most precious thing.
He's very, very young still. But, and I think he might still be recovering from a bit of malnutrition a little bit, I think, but gradually taking care of it.
Well, I can think of no better mother to nurse him back to health. She will give him a little rub on the snoot and hand the puppy back up.
I will pick him up and I will hold him close to my chest. There. His name is Magnus.
Lovely name. Amazon in
Very
origin, I think?
It's a strong name because he's going to grow up to be big and strong, aren't you, Magnus? You're going to be a ferocious winter wolf.
Speaking of names, I saw Kreshia with you, but who are the rest of your friends? Please, approach the throne.
Ah, yes. These are my companions. I've been traveling with them for a while. You know, Kreshia. I'll introduce everybody. Where's she going?
Kreshia will pause. She's like mid-conversation, a great sage. We could do a time warp and say I had that talk and scoot on over if you want.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Sorry about
Kreshia.
Hi, Ari.
Standing next to Kreshia is actually Kreshia's daughter, Sira.
Oh my, I didn't know you had children.
Well, until recently neither did I, but she's a beauty. Proud tail wag.
That she is. It's a pleasure to meet you,
And-
Princess Sira.
Amused Kreshia noises behind her hand.
Embarrassed Sira noises.
No. Next to Sira is my friend Frida.
Courtship bow.
Ah, the bard, yes? I've heard there was a lovely young faunus in Scarn, was it, where you've been performing?
Frida's
Yes,
such
Your
a
Highness.
sweetie, and she's an amazing performer.
And this fellow here must be Marcus, the human, yes?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Nice to meet you.
Ah, a pleasure. I'm sorry you've had such a troubled time to be introduced to our world. It must have been quite a shock for you.
No, it's been interesting. A lot of crazy things going on. Much better to be, hanging around when things are tumultuous, Nothing worse than staying at home and doing chores.
Yes, I can sympathize with that. She'll lean back and cross one leg over the other.
There is supposed to be one other, but I don't think he's arrived.
I'll
Have
be
you guys
amazed
seen
if it's
him?
Nope.
Have you guys seen Zanza?
Nope. You know what? How much trouble can you get up to this time?
I did inform the fortress that if they find some trouble, find that they come across him, that they should send him here. I suppose he's still off
Where
doing justice.
Justicing, probably. Yeah.
we
Justicing.
also have another traveling bard friend.
Yeah.
Jeff-
Oh, yeah. So that would of course be Jeffrey, the world's greatest kobold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's also didn't arrive. I guess he's.
Oh, well,
24
basically-
split screen of the party in their nice courtly attire, talking to the queen in her throne room, and then like red silken bed sheets and just grunting and flesh slapping noises and kobold snorting something and cut back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw him fly off in the direction of the fancy inn. So he's probably ripping fat rails of white lightning off a hooker's ass.
Well,
The queen
as-
snickers.
as long as he's having fun.
I was about to say.
As it's the way of Jeffrey, but
It is the way of
he
Jeffrey.
has more than well earned the right to do so.
Oh yeah, he's been an incredible actual asset. He has been the one to land the finishing blow on a surprising number of great foes.
And the great fight, he was instrumental in that one.
Ah, instrumental, I get it. Because he fights with a magic banjo.
Yes,
Nice.
I was working on that one for a while.
Kreshia will sagely nod. So
That
the
was really
entire
better.
party just bigs up
yeah.
Jeffrey incredibly. He's just gets hung
Hedrah.
over the next day.
Jeffrey just wakes up the next day like covered in medals and is like, what?
What happened? It's just one single like a ribbon, but it says the best kobold on it. He's like, fuck yeah, I am.
I am the good boy. Alright, so once you've introduced your friends, present and otherwise, Ariane will give you all a collective nod and steeple her fingers and say, well, let me welcome you all to the palace. As friends of my dear aunt, please, my home is yours. And of course, your country thanks you all for your service against this cult of the Fisher King. Vile business, and we're better off without them.
Oh
Yeah. They were a danger, but they shouldn't be anymore.
Unfortunately, there's still this necromancer loose, and now some mage is going about murdering nobles here in the city.
Think it could be the same guy, the same person?
Maybe related.
I don't think so. They're not reanimating the corpses.
But here's the thing. How do we know that there's not somebody trying to start something by making the crime look like it was using magic to frame?
He probably still took magic, but it's hard to say. I'll have a chat with him, see what we can figure out.
I'm afraid you'd have to ask the Tome Knights for specifics, but my understanding is that Warden Kier has quite a compelling case. I wish it wasn't so, and I would certainly welcome any proof to the contrary. This country's been on edge lately, and the last thing we need is people turning against our magic users.
Yeah.
Just thinking back.
Yep. Yeah. Well, this is gonna be a mess later.
I have a question. When was the last time, or what was the last time there was a just wild widespread killing going on that was magic based.
Why don't you roll a history check, Frida? That seems like something you would know, actually.
Yeah, I'm going like it's like. Can I work with Doggo here?
Yeah, sure.
Because
I'll give you advantage on that.
Yeah. 22.
Good thing you had
advantage.
advantage. Let's see. The last time that just had nothing to do with magic at all.
Yeah, like a serial killer or killing of this type.
Got it.
The days of Conrad.
How common were serial killers in the Middle Ages? I don't think very.
Not really.
Yeah,
They were
but
just called
this-
commoners.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. It's like people dying one thing, but then people dying at a fixed interval. That's a pattern. And
Okay.
that's what serial killers have. They have a pattern.
Yeah. It's just it was never.
You
I don't
you
know if
haven't
it was ever a big.
Oh,
Heard
how
about-
common was serial killers? Right. I completely forgot. I made a fucking essay on serial killers.
What
So-
from the fucking like 16th century?
From Europe, 1800s, and then further on to the Baltics from the 1300s, as well as the assassination spread from the 1000s and onwards. That's
All right.
being
Let's
registered.
let's
Alright,
focus in
okay.
on the 1300 Baltics. That's probably most appropriate.
Okay. Serial killers in the 1300 Baltic between 1311 and 1477. There had been an estimated actual, well, not between confirmed and actual repeated killing from the history that has been shown by statistical facts. They've shown that there has been serial killers on the repeated
Swish.
scale, much larger than there has been in any modern time, because they could get away with that.
Alright, so yeah, like maybe there's been killings like this before, but it's never been by magic and the people who've done it have never been caught. It's just, you know, some random Joe Blow just murders a bunch of commoners, goes insane and kills himself. It's like, well...
Yeah,
Alright, so yeah,
that's what
you relate off the last, like, most recent serial killer event in the province that you can recall, but obviously they...
How long ago was it?
Probably like 3 or 4 years. Like, I don't imagine it's that common.
Yeah.
Like, serial killers today are not common, so they're actually
No, but they
extremely
have
rare.
a cooldown period.
Yeah, you got to stretch before you do some killing. So you pull
Oh, but-
something.
So yeah, let's say like 4 years ago somebody killed, I don't know, 10 commoners up in Duranthe. And nobody found out who did it or why. It's just a bunch of people showed up dead.
Yeah, at a fixed interval, killed the same way. And these would have been the same thing then.
Likewise, fixed intervals, same way, but that same way was magic.
You could literally have somebody who can use it as a way to pull the attention away from themselves and toss the blame onto others.
Mm-hmm.
What better way to get away from it if you yourself can't use magic, but then you use a magic item that allows you to mimic.
This is Sav&D. I mean,
There aren't
you could have
many
it
magic
put in-
items, but this is conjecture. We'll find out when we talk to the Tome Knights and the Sage
Awesome.
tomorrow.
Mm.
No, you feel like a nice chill out would be good. A little relax and indulge.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, if you guys want to join the Queen for dinner, she
Sure,
and
yeah.
a few members of her household will be dining in perhaps an hour. She'll encourage you all to enjoy the baths to the southeast and check into the immediate east where there are guest quarters for the courtiers that you are free to avail yourself of.
And what about the courtesans? We're free to avail ourselves of. No.
Meanwhile, over in Jeffreystown,
Oh no, poor Mira, alone on the steps. She was cast away by Kreshia.
oh no, no, Sierra's just in the next room over. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, look, Mira's right over here.
Oh, no, I just didn't. She's a placeholder right now because I'm currently in a conversation with a time stream.
Ah.
Yeah.
Which one?
I came over to say hi, but I'm actually also over there right now having a conversation that ended
which
before I came over here.
Stream?
Wibbly
The
wobbly,
one that Sansa
timey
fucked up?
wimey.
The one that Sansa split off from? Or the
Yeah, he
original
hasn't run fast backwards yet, so we don't know that.
How do you know?
Speaking of which, we might as well have that conversation now.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so you've just caught Grand Sage McLowry as he's slowly shuffling down the steps back towards... You imagine he's probably got like a cart or something, or a carriage outside the palace that can take him back all the way across the city.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he'll be at his office by morning.
That's something we can get in the city.
Down and like pat on his clothes a bit, help him straighten out his beard. I hand him a fine smokable.
Thank you, but I'll abstain. But the offer is appreciated.
Ah, if you say so. I was actually hoping to catch you. Well, I say luck to see you here. Wish it were under better circumstances, of course. But, I've been looking into something, and it might well be that you're the one who would have information. Does the Kastner family ring a bell to you at all?
Kastner, yes, that lovely salamander abjurer was asking about them just the other day.
Yes, exactly. I was hoping to a bit of a follow-up on it. You see, I have some information that the now technically missing Kastner is entitled to some rather adept magical heirlooms, ones that would also help do things like focus her talent, which, as far as I understand, is something that she had an issue with in the past and caused a bunch of injuries.
Yes, she was a wild thing indeed. Had difficulty controlling her powers, certainly, but also a great difficulty learning anything as well. She refused to be taught, and those around her suffered for it. Pitiable, she had such potential. I was forced to expel her from the school for everyone's safety.
That is a shame. Might you have any information on where she is now? Because they say it might well be that that gift can actually be reharnessed and taught by one more suited to it, again, through the aid of, old magical family heirlooms. I won't lie, there's a little bit of a kickback of knowledge for me that I'd be happy to help trickle down to you once I've learned a bit more. Indeed, I've been working on some rituals recently, but it's a slightly different matter that I'm happy to show you about later.
Yes, let me think. I don't mean to imply some sort of spying, but I do try and keep an eye on those potent mages here in the province.
I can assume as much, yes.
He takes a small scroll from out of one of his sleeves and begins to consult it for a moment. Ah, yes. The last time she was seen was up in Cardenthold, that dwarven settlement up north. Believe she was posing as some sort of healer.
A healer in Cardenthold?
Yes, ability much outside her natural talents. I'm afraid once she left our tutelage, young Miss Kasner's found herself on a less than ideal path, you might say. He'll roll up the scroll and tuck it away again. So disappointing.
Yes, it is a shame. I mean, hopefully something that can be resolved. Also, this might be something that I will go to the palace treasurer instead about, but if, for instance, someone happened to come into a relatively sizable quantity of residium, would you happen to have the means to purchase it directly, or would you instead take it portionable from the palace?
Oof, that depends on how much. You must understand Briar Mount is not a paid college like down south. We accept donations, of course, but we're not a wealthy institute.
No. Well, in which case, when I liquidate some of these funds, it might well be that I'll be doing some things to help out the Symposium. I enjoyed my time here when I last spent. It would be nice to see that the works continue, especially considering the troubles currently ongoing for it. I imagine it might need a little bit of a helping hand.
Yes, that gladdens my heart to hear it. The donations of previous students are what keeps our free forms alive.
Yeah. Alright then. I will hopefully have some kind of number for you in the future. And thank you for the assistance. It looks like I'll have to move my queries to Cardenhold.
Of course, of course. If I hear anything else of young Miss Annika, I will be sure to tell you, of course.
That'd be very appreciated. Feel free at any time to send a dream sending, should it be more convenient for you. I find I've been doing that a lot lately.
Ah, yes, that spell. Not much of my taste with what little sleep I get these days, but perhaps one of my apprentices can. He'll give you a nod and begin shuffling away.
Alright, yeah.
I
mean, he's the elder,
slowly.
so I will open his carriage up for him so that he can get in.
Alright. And then, yeah, you hear the summons from inside, and whoop.
Yeah, and then I whoop up.
And meanwhile, back outside...
To Jeffrey.
Fuck off.
to Jeffrey, indeed.
Fine, we'll go back to strong cowgirls.
No, this is also you.
Pounding it.
Just pounding it. Just
Vigorously.
pounding it. Ugh. Alright, so yeah, you've heard one of your eldest sisters scream from up in the second floor of a very large stone inn, probably the most expensive place in town. And you rush up, and you hear the scream again from inside. And that's not the only loud noise from inside. There's a veritable chorus of voices from inside. The place is packed, almost beyond capacity.
Bunny Parkour go. Can I manage to jump up and go through one of the windows?
Absolutely. Make an acrobatics check. Yeah, so you just dynamic entry, just leap right through the window you're sure that voice came from, and you just smash your face directly into Jeffrey's snoot. Bah! He goes tumbling back.
Oh,
you hear
no,
another,
Jeffrey, what have you done?
Jeffrey, already on the scene. Good. Where's the screaming coming from?
Oh no.
Hi, little guy. And you hear
Oh my god.
some sheets rustling from the bed nearby, and a chocolate-skinned bunny girl with a shock of silver hair rolls over, wrapping one arm around her chest. A very, very voluptuous, matronly woman of some, 25, almost 30 years. Your sister August is just staring at you with wide eyes and says, "Oh, hello, Zanza. How are you? It's a long time no see.
Zanza's gonna take stock of the room, and when he sees no danger, he's gonna look to Joffrey and go, "What were you doing to her?"
Well, Zanza.
Well, Zanza, you see this long, narrow snoot? That's all right, Jeffrey. Zanza, why don't you turn around for a moment? Let me, put something on.
Zanza will do so.
Alright. So yeah, you hear some fabric rustling behind you, and when you turn around again, your sister is wearing a long white and red dress that drags on the floor behind her, and very, very narrowly contains her prodigious bosom.
Now that she is clothed, Zanza shall run up and give Augustus a hug. August a hug. God damn it, I can't say names. Fuck.
Yes, Zanza.
Augustus and Joffrey.
You know what? You can't remember names either, though.
No, that's just the quantum face palm for the situation. This is the second time now, I believe, that Zanza's dynamic entered someone in the throes of pleasure. You really need, like, one of those, like, hooked on bonophonics. So
One day
you can
we'll
understand the difference between fear cries and boner cries. Or sometimes bono fear cries.
One day I
Yeah,
will
special
dynamic
tip.
entry into a scene that actually needs me. But yes, we'll give sisterly hugs.
Alright, she will give you a hug as well and say, well, I didn't expect to see you in the capital.
I didn't expect to see you here either. I
I work here, Zanza.
Oh.
In fact, I own this place now.
Oh. I guess that makes things simple. Zanza will fish out his coin purse. I owe you a new window.
Ah, yes. She will take out a single silver piece and tuck it in between her breasts.
Nice.
Thank you, little brother. I take it you know my favorite new customer here.
God King Jeffrey? Of course.
Stop. See? I told you they call me the God King.
Jeffrey is one of our most valued party members in my adventuring group. He's done this land many justices.
I'm sure he's done many justices indeed. And she will rub Jeffrey's snoot. He will blush and say, and I give you a justice too.
I thought I was here to give you a justice, in fact, as well. Those screams weren't exactly. Those screams weren't exactly those I would have taken for throes of pleasure. I thought you were in serious danger.
Well, of a less lethal kind, yes. But don't worry about that, little brother. Here, why don't we go downstairs and I'll make you a nice cup of hot chocolate and we can catch up.
I'm not sure. I do need to be patrolling out for justice, and you and Jeffrey seem to be getting along quite well without me.
Also, I paid by the hour.
It's okay, Jeffrey. I won't bug you two any longer. I'll come back later, August. I need to go make sure that justice is done without in the streets. And Zanza will, like, turn to walk away, and he'll stop and like, actually, do you know any good roads I can patrol? Any crimes I can stop?
You know what, Zanza? I have a better job for you.
Blink, blink.
She will just walk over and pick you up, because she towers like 2 feet over you. And so your little head gets pushed up underneath her tits as she walks out onto the floor of the inn, and from the balcony you can see like 30 or 40 people just crammed into the inn's main bar area, drinking and laughing and shouting and playing dice games. And just as you're getting there, you can see one fellow getting pushed by another much larger catfolk before almost decking the guy before a fairly large minotaur comes up and just grabs the guy's arm and pulls it backwards to a yelp of pain. Everyone looks over and grimaces and quietly goes back to what they were doing. And August will say, "Everyone's so cooped up because of this cold and the storm. Even my establishment, as luxurious and high class as it is, has seen its share of trouble. What I really need is a just and competent peacekeeper to help patrol my establishment."
Zanza will take a look at the Minotaur who just broke up the fight.
His shift is ending.
I mean, I do want to help, and you are family. I suppose if there's no other person who can do the job properly.
Yes, no one at all. You're my only hope, little Zanza.
Well, it's not as glorious as stopping crime out in the street, but justice needs to be served, whether it's small or large. Alright, I can help you for the night.
My hero. And she gives you a great big hug and a pat on the head and tells you to go, like, take over for Anatoly down there.
Alright, Zanza will hop down and try to look menacing with all 4 foot of him.
Fair, you're way hecka stronger than like commoner level forces anyway, so you can deck the shit out of every single person there as a furious tornado of dick punches.
No. Well, no. Sansa's not physically stronger at all. He's actually below.
No, of course. It's quantity over quality, I suppose, over quantity.
Yes.
Either way, Zanza will go down and keep patrol in the little shop. Make sure nobody starts the fights.
Yeah. So
actually,
while you're going down there, you see like 3 other chocolate-skinned bunny girls who are standing behind the bar serving customers, and when they see you coming down, they all at once say, "Uncle Zanza! Uncle Zanza!" and just bound over the bar and bounce, bounce, bounce. You think you've seen like one of them once before, but like, these are new additions to the family.
Really now? What's all of your names?
They begin listing off names, and then as they're doing that, several more bunny girls come out from like the back room, and then from the kitchen, and then a couple from the other customer rooms upstairs. Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Zanza's brain begins deleting entirely the lesson of hierarchy that Frida just gave to make room for all the new names.
Yeah, there's a solid 12 new bunny girls that you have never met before.
Family mode instantly initiated. But yes, Zanza's idea to try to keep the peace is that he will actually try to entertain people, because people who are entertained are too happy to start fights.
Alright, I'm down with that. Why don't you throw down a perform check? With advantage, because you've got all these other bunny girls who are just desperate to just hang out with their brand new Uncle Zanza that they've heard so much about.
But, TCL, you're forgetting the part
the
of
happening.
Those who actually enjoy fighting.
I mean, Zanza does, but he was told to keep peace, so he's trying to keep peace.
Alright, yeah. So, what does your performance look like?
Well, Zanza is going to kind of storm with the rest of his family real quick, and then he is going to break out to start telling the tales of the noble goddess Sieg and the party of brave adventurers who have been around the land.
Nice, nice.
Make sure, and he will use his acrobatics and gladiatorial performance to help reenact special moments with help of the family.
Alright, so yeah, you're spreading the good word of Sieg. I am all about it. All about it.
Guess that's all Zanza does. Unless something else happens.
No, I doubt it. You probably do break up like one small fight at some point, but it's just a minor thing, and both of them agree to just, drink it off on other sides of the bar. And otherwise, you get to spend a lot of time getting to know all your new nieces. So many nieces.
Does Zanza meet some kind of pregnant Arena, or am I in the clear?
No, she doesn't look pregnant. In fact, like Zanza barely remembers her anymore because there's all these new bunny girls to deal with. But yeah, you see a familiar kitsune fortune teller sitting quietly at the back of the bar.
Oh, hello there. It's been a while since we've met each other.
Ah, Zanza, is it? Yes, been a while indeed. Please, have a seat. And she'll push out a chair from under the table and get you to come share a drink with her and tell her what you and your friends have been up to since last you met. All those, almost 2 months ago.
Zanza will take a break from telling his story to the rest of the tavern to tell the story to the one person in particular.
Yeah, so she wants the uncut version of the tale, and give her all the juicy details, especially about that heroic, lovely dog girl you've been traveling with, that precious little Kreshia of yours.
Oh yeah, Zanza will go into detail about Kreshia's new sword.
Nice, nice.
And how that it is activated by admitting her deep love for Merisiel.
Did you hear that? Oh no.
Zanza totally heard that.
Oh,
Zanza, make an insight check.
Say what?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget, Dawn Princess.
Yes, your nickname for Kreshia, the Dawn Prince. Oh god.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
And I'm sure I did actually quite literally tell Zanza, fucking don't tell people about this because it will totally cause us problems. So I really hope that you remembered that much at least.
I think he's overwhelmed by bunny girls.
No. He remembers. He got a 21 in his insight.
That insight was to gauge her reaction, but okay.
Oh.
It's still a wisdom check, so hopefully, yes, the wisdom shows out. Fucking please, this would cause real big problems.
Yeah, you stop short of explicitly saying it, but you've implied it by now, and Arena's big ol' fox ears just sort of tuck down a little bit, and she looks a little sad for a moment before bouncing right back up to her previously jolly self.
Well, I guess I just continues telling the story while feeling a little bad about lost love for her.
It's okay. You can just forget all of that once Jeffrey pops a new little niece for you into your sister.
Oh my god. I'll have relatives from Jeffrey. Zanza's completely okay with this.
Yeah, she's gonna pop out a child, Zanza.
Oh, God.
Name it Zanza. God, that would just be so funny.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, well, tales are relayed. Mentions of the necromancers are made as well, but in hushed tones, because he's trying to make sure he doesn't give, the people another reason to mob the mages. He is still he has the little necklace he made back from the wreckage. He's keeping in mind not to excite the people.
Alright. So yeah, when it's all said and done, Arena will thank you for telling her the story and say that while you didn't seem interested last time, she'd be more than happy to see what fortune has in store for you. She'll flick a few cards between her fingers.
Actually, I will take a card this time.
E.
Death. Ah, fuck.
What do I roll?
I have a macro.
Twin Towers.
Boop.
Oh god, no.
Rankin slut.
Yes,
Holy
ranking.
shit! The Twin Towers!
Yeah, I was joking, but oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
let's
shit,
see.
son. Sorry,
Or two
DCL.
What
This
is
is
it?
literally what I said.
Tell me what it is, Savin.
Let me let me see if I can do a thing real quick here. Hold on. Hey.
No, it's rank and suit, so it's one card, and that's how you dictate it on the board.
There we go. Aha.
What,
Oh,
who?
let me drag the fucking thing. Jeez.
Tell me it's the tower. Tell me it's the tower.
No, it's not. It. Why can't I put this where? Eh. Fuck you. Roll
I believe
20.
in you.
Wait. No. Eh.
Okay, that's
It was gonna be a
That
cool
guy-
thing.
That guy's kobold is adorable.
I got the kobold car. Awesome.
No, that's your sister.
I would be completely okay with that.
Yeah, it's so adorable. It's like I think I probably still have it. The picture, the best kobold. Yes, Scritchy Scritchy.
Eh.
Yep, it is that kobold in particular.
Alright, TLDR, I have a bunch of fucking Taroka cards in here now that I bought. And I can't goddamn get the ones I want out of the goddamn deck. Grumple, grumple, grumple.
I swear I didn't break anything.
It wasn't you.
Oh, one sec. Is it complete or common or high?
All of them.
Complete. Show. Click in there.
The card is the
Draw.
Diviner. And I guess I
I was
could
going to say, it does draw. I admittedly just pulled one out. But I will return it to the deck. I think.
Screechy, screechy, screechy.
I wish I could remember how to... You're right, I can't remember how to control decks in this motherfucker.
It's so infuriating. Wait. Hold on. How many cards are in this deck? I can just deal them all to myself and pick the goddamn one out. 54. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Deal 54 cards to Savin. Okay. Cool.
I stole one card by mistake. It's in my hand and I can't literally cannot get rid of it. Oh wait, no, never mind. I managed to play it. So that's how you do it. It'll give you a pool and you can drag them out into the open.
I'm just waiting to see if I'm screwed.
No, there's nothing bad in these.
Alright. I'm close. I'm close. I've almost found it. Yes, I found
I'm
it.
gonna complete. Just click it and drag it out like you were playing a dice.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Thank God. Okay, you can all see that, right?
No,
No.
I'm staring at a
Oh,
black.
for
You need, to
fuck's
set, you need to set the visibility on them.
How do I set visibility? Jesus, it's on.
I'm totally gonna have to look into card rules again. Or card settings on this thing.
Why are you so shit? Roll 20, Jesus.
Let's have a look here. Cards.
It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be cool.
Alright, by default they're hidden. Show to the right the deck name, it shows it. Reveal card decks. If you reveal more, then there is a space blah blah blah. Great.
Also, keep in mind if you're trying to show it to me specifically, I am looking at a black screen
You.
because I think you switched over to the palace where I have no visibility. There we go.
Alright, now can you all see the card?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes, that would help.
Yes, it's under the deal option, and you can deal them, and they're visible to other people at the same time.
Yes, okay. Bah.
What does this con mean?
Ah, the Diviner. It's a very fortuitous card. I should know. She mimics the pose on the actual card itself. And let me pull up its effects. Rogue a deck. Alright, yeah. The Divine is all about helping your friends, helping to guide them, to show them what's in store for them. You're a herald, Zanza.
Well, Zanza's eyes are going to sparkle, but he's going to, like, kind of try to reel it back and go like, well, I was already knighted by the goddess Sieg and approved by Lena, so I knew something of the matter was going to happen.
Oh, see? You're on your first step. Now,
What?
just keep doing that. Take the fight to the heathen, to your enemies, to the evildoer, but always bring your friends with you, and lead them into glorious battle.
Of course. I did want to draw a card just so I could have one more approval to make sure that what I was doing was what I was needed to do. Now I know for sure.
And there's its effects for you.
I like how Zanza is completely inadequate and probably going to fuck this up, but everything that keeps happening with the dice just keeps saying, do it, Zanza.
Yeah, that's how this goes. Oh god, I need to just refresh Roll20. I can't get rid of this goddamn deck now. Alright, so yeah, you got the Diviner card. So now when you help your friends, you can mark inspiration. Oh.
Boop, boop, put that in the features and traits. And more importantly, give Zanza even more reason to be dogmatically faithful to what he's trying to do.
Yeah, the dice just, yeah, they want this to happen. And there's nothing we can do about it.
May the gods have mercy on the rest of the party.
Oh boy. Alright, so that all being said, what's the party's plan for the next day?
First, does everyone get together for a big old group bath time?
Well, Zanza will actually head to the palace since in the next morning, once things have calmed down and he has said his goodbyes.
Alright. So you will... you're spending the night at the tavern then?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I assume I would have to spend the night to help protect it.
Well, yeah, I mean... if you want to, you know, take the whole shift... why don't you make me a Constitution save, just to see how you fare all night when you're mobbed by work and new family members and all that.
I'm going to spend inspiration because family and work is pretty draining all at the same time. Didn't need it.
It's true. Let me drag y'all over to the part of the map. Yeah, Zanza has no chill. There's nothing stopping you, buddy.
Yay about that.
How can he save the land if he can't help family?
Alright, so Zanza spends the whole night there, and yeah, the rest of the party. You will eventually get to dine with the queen, though she is surrounded still by courtiers, and you don't have time to get to know her very well during the whole affair. She speaks to each of you a bit, asks a little bit about your history, especially her new, let's see, her aunt's girlfriend's daughter, whatever that makes Sierra to her, her new fellow princess, her nobility, royalty.
The new bestie.
Yeah, new bestie.
Besties.
I wonder which one of them has testes.
That is a good question.
Eyebrow wiggle. So yeah, I guess Kreshia's question comes up next. You guys go on to the royal baths afterwards, once it's getting on towards like 10, 11 o'clock at night? Or do you just want to go on to sleep? The baths are to the south of where you guys are, and the bedrooms and the guest quarters are up to the north.
Yeah, Kreshia and Ira will. Ira even gets like has a little tiny silk towel and a little like head wrap and everything.
Aw, that's adorable.
Yep. Yeah, make a neat little pile of bits and bobs, and then just I suppose in just a gown go pick a spot and then whoop strip down into the bath. Oh hell yeah! Bath time. I have missed the giant baths. That's the one thing that you don't get around here. The giant baths. And it's just like totally just everyone should pile in, enjoy.
Alright, well, Kreshia has demanded that the party join her in public bathing. Dost thou?
Dost thou come here often?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, why not?
No.
No. Must protect your modesty. Frida just doesn't want to embarrass you by revealing that she has an even bigger penis than Mary.
That would be pretty funny.
No. Yeah, she doesn't do public bathing.
Does Sarah come along?
Maybe. Depends on who else is going other than just you and Mary.
Heck, does the Queen come along?
No, the Queen, like, do you actually directly offer, like, hey, Queen, come bathe with us?
I probably don't make it sound creepy. More like, yo, we're gonna go have a bath. Do you want to come along with us?
But no, she does not.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. Does Marcus join two beautiful, milfy witches in the baths?
And one adorable spider.
Yes, and one tiny spider.
No. We had very strict rules about those kind of things, you know, in the church.
Really? But I mean, both of us are hung. So I mean, is it really mixed bathing? I mean, it is still mixed bathing, but it's even mixier mixed than you think. So it kind of cancels itself out. And it also seems like a really weird thing to be nervous or shy about. Yeah, I grew up in Gallium.
It might be 1,000 years later, but all the same, I'm pretty sure if I misbehave, you know, one of those nuns is gonna jump out and smack me on the knuckles. So rather not take the chance.
See yourself. I mean, I guess it is a bit different. I grew up in Gallium, where there's literally like a big central pond from which starlight seems to fall, where everyone just hangs out naked, drinks, and bathes. It's pretty great. I miss it a lot. It's a good time.
As you're saying that, like, at least one of the Lion Knights standing around, you know, guarding the place is just kind of ogling you like, oh, really?
Yeah, and then Kreshia treats this ogling as totally normal. Like, yeah, totally. It's great. Should you ever find your time down in Gallium, like, I heartily recommend the bathing area. It is wonderfully relaxing. Just, you know, if anyone ever offers you mushrooms and tells you that they know how to make music, be careful.
Alright, well, looks like Marcus isn't joining you, and given that note, Sierra will politely excuse herself by saying that she doesn't want to look at her mom and mom's girlfriend's penises, and then
that's, you know what, all too fair.
Yeah, fair.
No, well. I mean, Kreshia will have herself a lovely time. And then, unless nobody's watching, you know, fool around a little bit.
Mary's going to get very gropey in the tub.
Yay!
There's like a single bleary-eyed servant who's maintaining the baths at this late hour, and she'll just, you know, find something else to do for a little while.
I'll like lean over the bar for a moment, like rummage in my bag, pull out a flask of wine, and say, "Here, treat yourself."
She
Hey, wait a
knows she's
minute.
not
Hey, hey,
supposed
hey.
to, but I mean, a princess is telling her to, so she will.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the... Here, wait. Let's see if I can... Yes! Aha! I found it!
Isn't that your flask of Faun wine?
Oh God, no. No, it is not.
Oh, good.
Ah.
It's just
Oh, do
normal
you still
wine.
Here
have
you
that,
go.
by the way?
I do.
Oh,
Here you
I
go.
could go for some of that right now. It's
pretty much...
been a long time since I indulged myself in things.
Lewd.
Yep. Alright, so yeah. Night comes otherwise uneventfully for everyone. You find somewhere in the guest quarters to chill out. It's probably the nicest bed any of you have slept on in months now. Marcus, this is probably the nicest bed you've ever slept on.
Excuse me. Zanza's bed is obviously the softest because it's snuggled up between 12 different bunny girls.
Yes, I mean, obviously Zanza has the best
Yeah.
bed in the whole city, which is to say, enormously stacked MILF bunnies' bosoms, but you know.
Is Kreshia going to is Kreshia going to sleep in Mary's bed tonight?
You know what? Sure.
All right.
So why don't you both roll me one of those D100s?
Be safe.
I'm guessing that it's not 100% safe, even though it's
Yeah, I
preventative.
suppose.
It just imposes a heavy penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always
Or
a chance. Also, the tea just keeps you from getting pregnant.
True.
Mary, however, has not been taking anything. Oh boy.
I guess I haven't
Kreshia.
specifically mentioned it.
What's your Constitution score and Charisma modifier?
My Constitution score is 10. My Charisma modifier is +0. They're both 10 scores.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Neat.
Oh God damn it!
I suppose I should have. I didn't think I had to mention it. Oh well.
Oh, Kreshia, my dear sweet angel, what have you gotten yourself into now?
Continuing Mira's
Yeah,
shenanigans.
the legacy goes on.
It does. Do. I'm sure we won't find out, and I'm sure we won't experience anything for like another month or two in game. And then suddenly
I knew it.
things
The
will start
Queen likes to
happening.
watch.
I have no idea what that is for.
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
It's probably fine.
So
I'm sure
yeah,
it's fine.
the next day comes, otherwise uneventfully. Kreshia continues to smell of sex, though less of sulfur by now.
I mean, we had a lovely
Oh, that just makes things smell spicy. By the way, why do you smell so spicy?
I did some information gathering and saw my friend Rio when I was going to introduce you to.
Oh, that's right. You still have to introduce me.
Absolutely. After I've recovered and done some stretches.
I suppose.
She's a big girl. In, like, both cup size and also being very tall. Muscly too.
That sounds nice.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think anything else crops up. I suppose Era will do a little bit of patrol and keeping a peeper out. Well,
Does
keeping her many peepers out.
Does Zanza
Maybe
finally arrive at the castle?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no.
What?
It's gonna be it's gonna be some kind of Bork goat with a 30-inch penis.
What
That's
kind
not
of
how that
what
works.
happens when Zanza
That's
tries to go
probably
through the front door of the royal palace?
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. They were told you were coming, and lest we all forget, somehow, some way, Zanza is actually a nobleman. So,
Somehow.
yeah, you just walk in.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were told to expect you.
Indeed, did you go and pick up your fancy new clothes as well this morning?
Zanza's gonna turn around, makes the voice of Kreshia in his head, and go zip and get his clothing.
They blink, and then where once there was a Zanza stood, there's then a really well-dressed Zanza. They will just think that they're not getting enough sleep. Damn, you have to image no jutsu.
But yes, I wrote up what Frida's action that night was.
Wow,
Wow.
is the bed too
Yeah.
comfy?
Well, she's not one for, luxury like that, so she can't really sleep in something.
So that you were trying to protect yourself from ring wraiths in the night.
No, it's pretty much because, well, she
I
didn't
know,
have
I
any
was teasing
parents.
Isn't it a thing where if you like try to sleep in a bed too soft than what you're used to, it's a little bit harder to sleep?
Yes.
No, it's
It's
also,
very fucking hard.
there's also the thing about, depends on the type of person and what you've gone through in your life. Sometimes you don't, what you need isn't like a soft bed, it's something comfortable.
Can safely say I am fucking useless at sleeping, and the comfier a bed is, the worse I get at sleeping.
Oh well.
But
I've woken
no,
up on
but
floors and dog beds and felt more comfortable than actual beds.
here's
The
the
dog bed
thing.
one was a long drunken story.
What's your name again? Skow. Couches.
Yes.
Sofas.
Yes, that's what I thought I said. No, I didn't.
No,
Yes, that is-
that's the thing that's really good to sleep in.
It is. They're great.
Anyways, Zanza at least will walk through the door, and does he see the party at any timely fashion?
Yeah, I imagine the party's just getting up and starting to gather themselves up for the day, so you run into them pretty quickly.
Yodi Bork noises.
Oh, hi Kreshia.
Hey, Zanza. Where did you go to?
Well, I met up with a lot of family on my way, my patrol. I helped them with their inn.
They're in.
Yes, not exactly the glorious justice I wanted to make for my first impressions, but I figured I couldn't literally turn away family, so I helped them out.
Yeah, a journey of 1,000 steps has got to start somewhere, Zanza. And doing good deeds for family is pretty much right up there for, great starting points. You
Unfortunately,
learn anything useful while you were there?
nope. Well, actually, yes. The names of all my 12 new family members.
12 new family? Right, yes. Bunny Minotaur.
Bunnies.
Other than that, nope. I can't say I have much to present myself with when I go talk about the Foxby Inquisition, but I suppose I'll just have to go with past merits.
That's fair enough.
By the way, who would I talk to about starting that?
You'll have to ask Mary. I don't know who would be in charge of officiating an Inquisition. I mean, first you'd have to find the Foxbees, though. You can't just make an Inquisition out of people who aren't here. That's kind of, that's like the worst kind of cold calling, actually. Hey, by the way, you're part of my crusade now.
Well, I
It would take some arranging to do, Zanza.
figured it'd be best to get myself within good standings before officially starting the Foxby Inquisition. I must meet with them and make sure they are ready to Inquisition, but I want to make my intentions known first.
Alright.
So,
Well,
who do
I
need
mean,
Maybe Pride's Rest?
let's see. Who would you go talk to about that? Something like that? Should we talk to the Queen about it?
It would
Or
be nice for me to say hello. Apologize for missing a meeting with her.
I mean, so obviously actually getting the fox bees on this would probably be like priority uno, but otherwise, yeah, I think the queen or like a high priest type figure would probably be the only people who could authorize a inquisition. You could try and track down Taeleer herself and be like, hey, let me do a thing.
Where is Mom? Is she in the city?
Yeah,
is she
she's
in the
probably at the
Pantheon,
Pantheon.
or... I want to go see Mom.
Mommy.
Shall we go meet her now? Or is she busy?
Well, we'll have to okay it with several people. Like, the fox bees belong to Taeleer, so we would have to talk to her about it, and we would have to get permission from the queen to do it, and we would have to get the fox bees to actually agree to do it.
This is a lot of bureaucracy for justice, but I know the fox bees will be on board. It's just making sure that everybody else is fine with it.
Yes. You can't go just doing it on your own, otherwise you'll just be a pack of hoodlums.
Don't worry, that's why we're trying to get the fox bees. I've learned from my past mistakes. Just Zanza blank-faced, and he's just thinking back to the burning potion apocryphy.
No.
Either way, I should at least say hi to the queen before going about all of this.
I will see about a meeting with the queen about it. And then we can go see the Pantheon and talk to my mom about it. And I think she can... Then we'll have to get word to the fox bees about it.
Alright, so Zanza and Mary are going to talk to the queen, then go to the Pantheon.
I also have to ask the queen if we that I need to see the talk to the treasurer.
Okay. Kreshia, what's your plans for day number 2 here in the capital?
I've made promises to meet both the Tome Knight in the morning and then quite swiftly after that, the Sage.
Okay, so down.
So I
go.
don't think I was part of the promise to see a Sage in the morning. I'll start with El Tomo Naito and
I think the Sage is the group one, the group thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And Marcus and Frida, do you have anything you'd like to do? For the record, Marcus, the library Kanara told you might want to go investigate is also at Briar Mount.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Boop.
Yay, more friends.
And last but not least, Gopard.
No, that's it. No, I'm here.
Sorry.
Oh, good question. That is actually a good question. What is there to do?
Well, there's an entire city that you've probably never been to before, so you have. Go ahead.
Can check the inns where you can earn a bit of cash, because I know we're gonna be needing some useful assets.
Frida should roll a 1d100 to make sure she doesn't just get dogpiled the minute she walks into the inn.
Oh, you like because of all of Zanza's great tales of the heroic bard, super bard Frida.
Yes.
Oh god.
Zanza may have mostly been stroking Sieg's ego dick and talking about God King Jeffrey, but he makes sure to give everybody a good tale.
Alright. So Frida's gonna head to the inn and check in with some people, and then get dogpiled by bunnies.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Well,
That being said...
Hey, question.
Yeah.
So if they literally try to dogpile her, she'll poof.
It goes invisible.
Aw, come on.
Nope.
You know you want to get, infinite bunny hugs.
Yeah, but there's a substantial difference.
Startled.
Yeah, A, goat. B, when anyone has been trying to get close to her, that it's actually say her height or taller, they then try to kill her.
Aw,
So
poor
suddenly,
baby.
like 14 people out of fucking nowhere, like, oh my god, that's that, and it just charges her. It's like, oh, like startled
Time to
goat.
move. She's the poofiest goat you've ever seen.
Don't startle the goats. The goats
Goats
are not
dis-
good with getting startled.
Goats may disappear when startled.
They do tend to do a lot of falling over in surprise.
Alright, so that all being said, I'm going to draw the session to a close, because
Oh, I wanted to say
y'all
that.
are going to do a whole bunch of different things, and I'm tired as fuck, so.
Okay.
That all being said, good stuff.
Yeah,
Got to
thank
meet
you
the
very much as
queen,
usual for
explore
running.
the capital. It's good stuff, good stuff.
Didn't get to explore the queen, but you know, such is life.
I feel
Well,
blue
you
balls,
know.
I
Mr.
can't.
Savin.
Some part of me really wants to hook Zero up with her.
Okay, just so you know, if you guys get like a threesome with the queen going in, you won't be smelling like sex. You will be smelling like incest.
You're not
Well,
wrong.
I mean, look, actually you'll smell like gold, because a Lannister, you know, something. Anyway.
feel-
Did you guys explore a new or interesting location for the first time? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you discover a new and interesting truth about the world?
I have
Yes.
12 new sisters.
That is true.
And also, there are possibly giants in the woods. We're after Danica Kastner, and she was last seen at Cardenfold.
Annika Kastner, not Danica.
Danica, obviously, Annika Kastner.
Alright, let's see, what's next? Did you make a new ally or a lasting enemy?
Do my family count?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the first time you've seen this particular sister and her a million children.
A brood.
So-
Sweet.
Yay for Minotaur fidelity.
It's fun-delity. Or fill-delity, for filling people.
No,
Did you
Minotaur, they're
advance or
really
complete a
big.
quest?
The Kastner quest, I guess, got advanced a step.
Yeah, you found out who she is and where she is, so yeah. And you did not neutralize a direct threat to the Queen's peace, though if you pursue this murderer thing, you might, for sure.
Man, I felt blue balls, Savin.
Is that in the quest log yet? If not, I'll tag it in.
Not yet, but I will put it in there.
You got that. It's fine.
Well, DCL, whose fault is that? Or
I mean, no, because it's like he's in the palace. They're talking about the mage killer and all this stuff. There's my sister, and she's screaming in bloody murder. But Zanza was gonna pop up. Her sister's gonna be dead on the floor. The mage killer's gonna be the one who's done it. Zanza has even more reason to be fanatical and be like, we must find this mage and stop them and whatever. And nope, it was.
I mean, look, we could have all that great story stuff, or I could have Jeffrey knock up your sister.
Yeah, I was just like, God damn it!
Fuck yeah, Jeffrey.
I was genuinely not
I
expecting.
was 100% sure. The moment I hear a scream, I was like, not only that, I fucking bet it is Jeffrey going down a fucking town.
that. God damn it!
I had fun with that.
so
It
4
was pretty
points.
funny.
Yeah, 4 points, everyone. Good job.